My son did something unspeakable, and our dog fought back. One day, my dog changed. He became withdrawn, nervous. A vet visit revealed a horrifying truth, and all suspicions pointed inside our home. Part 1. The Silence of Colby. It started in 2012. My dog Colby, who had always been full of life, tail wagging, bouncing through the house, barking happily at squirrels, changed. Almost overnight, he became quiet, still, nervous. He wouldn't come when I called, wouldn't eat unless we left the room, wouldn't sleep in his bed, instead curling into a corner with his back to the world. I thought maybe he was sick, old, depressed even. He was 7, and dogs slowed down sometimes. But this was different. This was fear. When I took him to the vet, I expected maybe arthritis, maybe something neurological. But the vet didn't speak at first. He examined Colby in silence, then slowly removed his gloves. "There's damage," he said. "Internally. This kind of trauma, it's not from a fall or accident. Someone did this." My mind went blank. "You mean?" He didn't answer, just nodded grimly. Only 3 people had access to Colby. Me, my wife, and our teenage son. I wanted to believe it wasn't true, that it couldn't be. But once the suspicion was there, it dug in like a hook under my skin. Later that night, when everyone was asleep, I entered my son's room. I didn't know what I was looking for. Maybe nothing. Then I checked his laptop. Search history. Sites I didn't know existed. Explicit. Graphic. About animals. My stomach turned. I didn't sleep that night. The next evening, I sat at the edge of his bed. "Colby's hurt," I told him. "The vet said someone did something horrible to him." He looked blank at first, then annoyed. "Why are you checking my laptop?" he snapped. "I'm not mad," I said calmly. "I just need to know the truth. I won't punish you, but Colby deserves that truth." 15 minutes passed in excruciating silence. Finally, he broke. "I didn't mean to hurt him," he whispered. "I was curious. I used a hairbrush handle. Just once. I didn't think it was that bad." I stared at him, and I felt the floor vanish beneath me. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just asked him to promise me he'd never do anything like that again, that he'd get help. I found a therapist, booked an appointment without telling my wife. I told the therapist just enough to raise alarm, but not enough to shame. I was protecting my family, or so I thought. Part 2. The Breaking Point. Weeks passed. Colby slowly started returning to life. His tail wagged again, just a little. He'd let me pet him, follow me around like before. We were healing, I thought. Then one morning, I looked out the kitchen window and saw something I can never forget. My son in the backyard, playing tug-of-war with Colby. But one of his hands wasn't on the toy. It was wrapped around Colby's private area. I dropped my coffee, ran outside, yelled. He looked surprised, like nothing was wrong. I grabbed him by the arm, pulled him inside, and locked him in his room. He screamed, cried, banged on the door. When my wife came home, I told her everything I had kept secret. She stared at me like I was insane. "You're saying our son hurt the dog?" "Twice," she asked. "Yes," I said. And the second time I saw it. She was quiet for a long time. Then she exploded. "You should have told me. How could you hide this? What if you're wrong?" "I'm not. Maybe you did it," she said. "Maybe you're projecting." That broke me. She went to our son, asked him directly. He denied everything, said I was delusional, that I was obsessed with Colby and making things up. And she believed him. The tension in the house was unbearable. I suggested we rehome Colby, for his own safety. She screamed, "You're trying to get rid of the one witness to your lies." I slept in the guest room. Colby curled next to me, shivering. The therapist called and said my son had stopped showing up. I was alone. Again. One day I asked my son quietly, "Why did you lie to her?" He looked at me with cold eyes. "Because it worked." I left the room in silence. Part 3. Colby's Last Stand. Then came a call. My wife was crying. We're in the ER. Colby bit him. Badly. In the stomach. Everything went still. The final line had been crossed. I left work. Drove straight home. My son was upstairs in bed. Bandaged. Silent. I stood in the doorway. "I know what happened," I said. "I'm taking Colby. If I ever hear of anything like this again, police." I don't care if you're my son. I turned, went to the backyard, clipped the leash on Colby. He came without resistance. At the door, my wife stood frozen. You were right, she said. I'm sorry. I can't fix this, I whispered. But I can protect him. We left. I stayed at a friend's place. Colby at my side, sleeping peacefully for the first time in weeks. My wife and I separated. The damage wasn't just the abuse. It was the lies, the betrayal, the silence. Colby lived a few more years. He died quietly, of old age, in my arms. Still loved, still safe. My son and I didn't speak for years. Now we do sometimes. We never talk about it. He lives alone. I don't ask questions. I pray he's changed. My ex spiraled, lost jobs, went through therapy. I don't follow the details anymore. I've moved on. I live with someone new. We have a dog, a good one. But Colby was more than a pet. He was the victim, the witness, the survivor. He was the only one who ever told the truth. And I will never forget him.